In one of the in on-campus interview questions, uh, it has been seen that the most common question that has been asked a lot of time is about linked list. Both theoretical questions as well as how do we code, how do we code, how do we insert at head and insert at tail. These type of questions has been asked regularly in on campus, as well as it is noticed that it has been even in the off campus, it has been asked a lot of times. So let us study deep dive into this linked list. Okay, first of all, what is a linked list is? A linked list is nothing but a sequence of nodes, okay, connected with each other using a next pointer. And then like you can see here, okay, this is an empty node here, okay, and empty node always has a null pointer. Okay, what is this? What are you telling us? Okay, let's study this. See, a linked list is made from nodes, okay, a series of nodes, a collection of nodes, you can say, that makes a linked list. Okay, now this is an empty node. Every node contains a data. What kind of data? You can say any kind of data, like for example a music playlist, you can say a student's data, a roll number or location, okay, a URL. Okay, this is what a node contains, an actual data. Okay, this is what node has. You can see a node 10 here, you can see a node 20 here, okay, and they are connected with each other. And this 20 node is not connected to some other node, so it is pointing to null. Null means there is no further nodes, so it will point to null, like that it is. Okay, so this is what a linked list is. Okay, linked lists are made from collection of nodes pointing with each other, pointing to one another, and this is what makes a linked list. Okay, now you might ask, in interview one of the recruiter asked, what is the real world application of a linked list? You tell me that first. Okay, so you should know about the real world application. Let me tell you some applications of linked list, and then we'll go for the real world application. Okay, and this video only covers the theoretical concept. In my next video I'll show you how do we code the linked list. Okay, now first of all, linked list is used for dynamic allocation. Suppose for example, in a class there are n number of students, okay, and you don't know what is the n value. So what you do is you keep on adding the student's roll number into the linked list. You will create a node, and in that node you will put the roll number, and then you will basically create a linked list, and then you make the node point to one another, and this is how you create a, this is what makes a linked list. And why do we use linked list for this? Storing the, we can also use the array, no? Array also you can use, but the problem is that in the array we should have the size of the array. Okay, we should know the size of array, then only we can create the array. Okay, that is the problem. But here in the linked list, we do, it is okay even if I don't know the what is the size of the linked list. Okay, it is used for dynamic allocation. So in the students example, we don't know what is the, how many students are there in a classroom, but also we are keep on adding the students in the linked list. This is how, this is called as dynamic allocation. Okay, and bhaiya, you can ask me, bhaiya, how this node is pointing to each other. Now comes the second part. The first part you understood what is a linked list and what is a node. The second part is this. Okay, now here you can see this thing. Let me just point this thing to you. Okay, this thing is a node. Okay, this whole square bracket के अंदर जो भी है, it is a node, and a node has two things. One is the value, okay, and other is the address. Now what is the value? Value is nothing but what integer value or what is the actual data that we are storing, उसके अंदर में we will have value. Okay, value will store the data. And what address will store? Address will store the address of the next node. Getting it now? See, we have two nodes here. For example, I have created two nodes for you guys. See, what is the address of second node here? You can see the address of second node is, it is 100. Okay, it is sorry, it is 100. You can see here, sorry, not 100, sorry, it is 1000. Okay, you can see here it is 1000. So what the first node does, it will store the address of the second node as 1000. So this is how the first node is able to point to the second node. With the help of address only it is pointing. If you have the knowledge of pointers now, what is a pointer, what is a pointer array, how the pointer works, then you will get it very easily. Okay, I have also made a video on pointer, so you can check that out also. So now you can see here in it is the holding the address of second node. So this is how they are pointing to one another. Okay, now what is this head? What is this head? See, there suppose there are so many nodes here. Let me show you one more example. There are so many nodes here. The first node is always called as the head. The last node is always called as the tail. Okay, and what is this null? As I just now told, if there are no nodes present further, then the next pointer will point to the null. Okay, otherwise you can see here the 10 is the first node. It is pointing to the second node, which is 20. Using the address it is pointing, and the second node is pointing to the third node. How? It is again, it is using the address of the third node, and so on. And last may, if there are no nodes present, then what it will do, it will point to the null. Okay, fine. So let's come to the interview questions. What is a real world example of this linked list? Now this is how a recruiter will ask. You should answer like this. A linked list is used in music playlist to store the musics. Each node contains the music, and each node will point to the next music using the address only, of course. Okay, for example, when you click on a music, you create a playlist. In that playlist you have 10-20 music. Okay, songs or music, and each song or each music is nothing but a node, and it will point to the next node. Using the address only it will point. So this is one example. Second example is I just gave a student's example. For the dynamic allocation it is used. Okay, third example you can give is operating system. See, linked list is also used in operating system to store the process's information. What is the current scenario of, what is the current situation of the process? Whenever a process is created, a process ID is created. Okay, what resources are holding by the process? Is the process terminated, or is the process is in the suspended or wait zone? Okay, or is the process still waiting? Like that information will be stored in the linked list only. Suppose there are so many processes that we have to create a linked list dynamically. We have to create a linked list where we can dynamically store the processes. Like that it will happen. So this is some of the real world examples. In the next video I'll explain how we can actually code, how we can insert these nodes, and I will also show how do we insert the head, how do we create the head, how do we insert the nodes from the front and from the tail also. I'll explain what is a tail, insert a head and all. So thank you.